Hey everyone, and welcome to the 10K in 30-day money mindset marketing manifesting webinar. I'm your host, Vanessa Simpkins from TakeYourPowerBackNow.com. And today you're in for a treat. We're doing this entire webinar all about how to attract more of your dream clients, 4 secrets to influencing sales. And I'm being joined here with a guest speaker today, Layla Rezegi, and you're gonna love her. But if you're new to this webinar, it's your first time here, I guarantee you are gonna have a blast. If you're a coach, a speaker, an author, a trainer, a wannabe entrepreneur, maybe you're still working in a job or in corporate thinking, one of these days I really have to do something to skyrocket my sales, to make more money, to do my own thing, you're in the right place. And today and every week, we focus on a few things on the webinar. We focus on proven sales attraction systems to help you attract high-paying clients like right away in the next 30 days. We talk about how to get massive visibility to your offers, even if you're new to business or a seasoned business owner, how to break through your visibility blocks, fear, doubt, uncertainty, or overwhelm on what to do first. We talk about how to get ultra clear about your message and create content that's highly engaging and also positions you as an expert that people want to buy from. And we talk about how to close more sales by being heart-centered. We're going to talk a lot about this today, so I'm really excited. And also, the importance of mastering your emotions and mindset mastery if you want to run a successful business. So before we dive into today, and before I introduce our guest, I would love to just make sure that all of the technology works. So if you can go ahead and type into the chat box where your name and where you're from, that will give us an idea that you can all hear us. And let me go ahead and introduce our guest, Layla. Welcome, Layla. Are you there?
I'm here, Vanessa. Thank you.
Yay! I'm going to read your bio now because Layla is so amazing. I'm so happy that you're here joining us today. Layla she's a business and data junkie and a recovering corporate strategist. She's now a business strategist that helps other CEOs and owners that want to build a business with heart so they can attain and retain more clients. She helps them work on a business model so that they can generate profit and make more money. She helps them set goals and also get organized with their customer profile so that they can focus and attract more of their ideal clients. So awesome to have you here with us today, Layla. Welcome.
Thank you, Vanessa. And I am really excited about sharing these tips that I have applied on my own business, and I teach my clients as well. And I've had a great day so far, so I'm excited to continue my amazing day with this presentation. And I'll start by sharing the slides that I've prepared.
Yeah.
Let me know if you can see them.
I can see them.
Amazing. So the name of the presentation is 4 Secrets to Influence More Sales. My hashtag is Business with a Heart, because that's what I do. I left my corporate job in order to start my own business and make sure that I was helping companies that were building a business that had a positive purpose on society or the environment. And you can find me on Twitter as Layla RD, and my email is right there in case you have any questions as well. So I'll tell you a little bit about my story. And that I have pretty much changed my path completely twice. And the first time was moving away. As you can see now, I have an accent, pretty obvious. And I'm from El Salvador, so that's why we see that like amazing beaches, really pretty country. Really warm, different from Canada. That's one of the things that I miss the most. Sometimes the beach, the weather, and the food. Food's amazing there. I studied industrial engineering because since I was really tiny, I actually was one of the very few people in my classroom that loved numbers. So because of that, I decided to study engineering, and I did pretty well at it, and I really liked it. I studied a lot about how to improve a process, how to be more efficient, and how to make businesses work in a better way. I also have a degree in strategy, some consulting experience, and I worked in corporate retail. I worked with giant companies such as Procter & Gamble and Nestle, and I've supported retailers such as Walmart and Target. And then I decided to start my business. So how did I do that? I've been always really good at making sure that I'm doing something that I love and something that I'm passionate about. So I was living in El Salvador until actually 2009. And I realized that I didn't feel like I was on the right place. I wanted to be in a bigger place where people were, like I would say, different from each other. Because I felt like everyone was pretty much the same and my friends were pretty much the same. And I wanted to live in a place in which I would have a lot of opportunities and a lot of diversity. So I pretty much picked up and left and came to Canada. And I came to study. And before I left, I had a really nice corporate job over there. I had a work experience from Procter & Gamble, and I was a corporate buyer at a supermarket. So pretty good. And I left that and I came here and I studied again. I came back to be a student and I also started teaching Spanish. So I was ready to do whatever I needed in order to come here and stay here, which I've been able to do. Then the second change that I had in my life was after me and my corporate jobs, my last one was at Smucker's, so the company that makes the jam.
I love jam.
Right? So yeah, so Smucker's makes the jam and actually pickles as well. So really, really good stuff.
I like pickles.
It was a pretty good job, but then again, I came to a point in which I didn't feel like I belonged there, and I've always felt like you need to listen to that. And I did not love my boss at the time, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate with that.
Let's just check. Can anyone relate? Anyone listening here on the webinar right now, post in the chat if you can relate with what Layla's been saying about feeling like maybe you're doing a job where you just don't belong anymore, or you feel like it's time for a change. Let us know. And also, if you have any questions that you have for Layla here about attracting your dream clients, please go ahead and post in the chat.
Yes. So I think that we all go through that in life, and everything's a learning. And I actually sent a newsletter to promote this webinar, and I titled it "Life Gave Me Lemons and I Made Virgin Mojito." Because what I did with all these things and the job I hated and the extreme like corporate behaviors that I was never good at that. And like, I don't know if I've shared this with you, Vanessa, but I always got in trouble for things that I didn't even think were even bad. It was like maybe I forgot to notify someone of an email I sent, and I got in so much trouble in corporate because of all the politics, and I was never good at that.
Well, usually people who are a little bit defiant make great entrepreneurs, right? Because people that are a bit defiant, you know, they make their own rules. And I think as an entrepreneur, that's really what helps you succeed. So I'm so happy that you made virgin mojitos out of lemonade, out of lemons. That sounds like a really fun email. I would open that and read that.
Yeah. I think that it's like you say, authenticity is the new currency in business. So I've always I've always said that I would be a really good stand-up comedian. So I'm honoring that, and I'm trying to share my jokes via my newsletters and my videos, because I can't be all serious all the time, because that's not me.
Yeah. And thanks here for Lisa for chiming in. She says, yeah, I hate jobs and I don't feel like I belong in any of them. So yeah, thank you for your feedback, Lisa.
Well, thank you, Lisa. All my friends that are entrepreneurs agree with that, because it's really, really hard. And it's really hard for me to relate. And it's really hard for me to be in a cubicle. So I always knew that I didn't belong inside a cubicle. So that's why I do what I do. So that's a little bit about me and the 2 times in which I completely turned my life around. And I have to tell you, and everyone that's listening, I don't consider myself an adventurous person, which is funny because I've done major changes twice. And it's just because if you really listen to yourself and you're in a situation where you don't belong, you have to honor that. And that's where all the courage came from. So I think anyone can do that, and anyone can turn their life around when they feel like things are not working for them. So I just wanted to share that with you guys.
So important words of encouragement. Yeah, you're not alone. If you're feeling like, I don't belong in this job, there is hope, and you don't have to be even adventurous to succeed. You just have to honor that calling. Great words of advice. Anissa says, I know how you feel. Same here, Lisa. Yep. So let us know if, as we go through the webinar, if you have any questions. It could be a mindset question, a sales question, and we're going to jump right in here.
Amazing.
So We're talking with Layla Rezegi about how to attract your dream clients, 4 secrets to influencing sales.
And the story I shared on my newsletter about making a virgin mojito out of the lemons life gave me, which were the jobs that I didn't belong in, is I was trained in consumer psychology and how people shop and how to increase sales. And when I started my business, I realized that all that knowledge that Procter & Gamble, Nestle, Smuckers, Walmart, and Target were using, I could apply it to small businesses. So here's what I'm sharing. What I'm sharing today is a little bit about that. Like all that research that these companies are paying millions for, how can you start applying it in your small business? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know. I mean, seriously, if you could take millions of dollars worth of research and apply it to your own business, how cool would that be, right? They're obviously major, huge, mega conglomerate brands for a reason.
Yeah. And people shop in a similar way. It doesn't matter what they're buying. They have slight differences, but the major psychology behind how people purchase and shop is the same. So that's what I'm going to be sharing today. And yeah, I specialize in helping businesses that are making a positive impact. And the 2 main things that I help them do is create goals that stick so they don't stay in paper. So you don't make that New Year's resolution that everyone has made of, I'm going to lose 10 pounds or I'm going to work out every week. And then you forget about it for the whole year. And that's why gyms make a lot of money in January. So I help people do that and create goals that actually will work out for their business. And I help them attract their dream clients into their business so they don't have to work with clients that are not motivating and clients mainly that are not aligned to their purpose.
Can we ask people right now, if you know, people listening in, share with us, I'm curious, what are your goals here for 2016? Just loosely, you know, what are some of your goals here for 2016? What would you like to do in your business? What would you like to be able to do in your business? Just type it in the chat box and let's see if we can, yeah, maybe just get some interaction here on creating sticky goals. All right. Back to you, Layla.
Yeah, amazing. So let me know, guys. Some of my goals are, for example, getting better with Periscope. So I'm using that as a tool, and it's quite an adventure. So that's one of my goals to share with you. And one goal that is somehow business related, but it's also personal for me, is getting more organized with my finances. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. You just when you try to be organized and then after a few months you just have a huge stack of receipts. So that happened to me this year. So next year I'm going to definitely be a lot more organized with that, just to share with you guys. So what are we going to be doing today? I'm going to share my promise with you. And my promise with you is to give you everything I have and answer every question that I can answer, because I don't like it when people do webinars or presentations and just leave you with questions. So I want to leave you with answers. And I will talk about what strategy and why do you need it. Then we're going to get into the 4 secrets to influence more sales. I'm going to be answering some of your questions. And then at the end, I'm going to let you know how to get more information and help from me. And feel free to let me know what your questions are as you have them and interrupt me. But we'll have a section dedicated for questions at the end as well, whatever you feel more comfortable with. So is this you? If you're working really, really hard, but you're not seeing results that are proportional to this effort, this webinar will really help you out. If you feel lost in everyday tasks, if you feel like you wake up and you go on your email and you're doing social media, but then at the end, you're not seeing all the cash that should be coming in for those hours of work. And if you have great goals and a vision, but they usually stay on paper and not in reality. So this will be really useful for you if all these things are true. And if you want to grow your business in general and learn more sales tips as well. So now I'm going to go and get deep in the tips that I'm going to be sharing with you in order to increase sales. And again, feel free to interrupt me and let me know if you have any comments or if I can help you with anything. The first tip is you need to be targeted. And this might be counterintuitive. And I actually know some business coaches that are teaching this in the opposite way. And they're telling people that at the beginning, you need to work with everyone and anyone that wants to work with you. And I disagree with that. I think that even at the beginning, you need to stand for something and you need to be something specific, because there's this great saying, and it's if you want to be everything for everyone, you're going to be nothing to no one.
I agree.
Yeah.
Stand for something. I like that.
Stand for something. And the thing is this. I come from the corporate world. So what has a small business? Let's say if you have a small business and you make face cream at home, how are you going to compete with Procter & Gamble making Olay? The only way you can compete with them is by taking advantage of the secret. And the secret is you're a small business, you have a smaller customer base, you can be really targeted and really specific, so they feel like your product specifically made for them. So how can you make your client feel like that face cream that you're making at home is made for people that, for example, the one I use is made with bees, with honey and honey wax and all these natural ingredients. So it's made for people who are interested in the environment, who are interested in how products are made and products that are locally sourced. So that's how I feel when I use that cream. And that's how I want to be made feel. So that's the thing. You can compete by being really, really targeted and making your customers feel like you made this thinking of them. When they read your copy, when they read your marketing materials, they see your videos, how can you make them feel this is made specifically for me? Yeah.
I agree because, you know what, when people feel like you understand them, they want to buy from you. So being targeted absolutely can help you compete with these bigger brands, or, you know, the Tony Robbins out there, if you're going to be in, you know, some kind of personal development.
Exactly. And even Tony Robbins, I was actually listening. This is funny, Vanessa. We always have a lot of synchronicities, you and I. I was listening to his book in my car today. And at the beginning of the book, he was saying, I believe that you and I have a lot in common, because if you're listening to this book, you're looking to forward to a future and you want to be better and you want to improve yourself. And I felt great when I heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to be, and I know a lot of people, a lot of coaches, consultants, you know, a lot of people doing their own thing, online marketing, they want to run their own business. You know, one of the thoughts that prevents them is, you know, who am I? I'm no Tony Robbins. You know, you don't need to be. You just have to get really specific and target and decide who you want to serve, and that can differentiate you. So I really like this first tip.
And to be honest with you, we all feel like that sometimes, and I want to be transparent and say sometimes I do feel like that. And I learned something this year that has really helped me out, which is there will always be someone behind you in that path. So if you're further away, the business knowledge that I have right now, there's a lot of people that might be ahead of me in the path, but there's going to be a lot of people that are behind me in the path, and people are going to connect with you because of who you are and how you do things, more than just a list of credentials, right?
Absolutely. There are always people that are a couple steps behind you. Maybe you're in grade 6, you know, with your knowledge, and there's kindergartners, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, who could all learn something amazing from you. And they need what you have. So I love that you're sharing mindset tips in this webinar. It's a big part of the entrepreneurial journey.
And it's amazing to feel sometimes there's someone that is ahead of you in a specific path, but then you might be ahead of them in another path. For example, you might meet someone that's amazing at Facebook ads, but then you're better at mindset tricks. And so it's great to think of that, because even if someone has 15 more years of experience than you in something, you might be able to help them with something that they don't know. So keep that in mind.
Awesome.
Yeah. So moving on to the second tip is people seek value, not price. And this is something that I learned while I was working at Procter & Gamble. So my first corporate job is people associate pricing with how good the product is. And I find that a lot of entrepreneurs make this mistake, which is being super cheap so people are able to afford them and so people buy from them. And I don't know if people can relate. Let me know if you can. If you found yourself buying something maybe at a supermarket, or maybe finding a coach, let's say, or someone to offer you a service, and when you see that they're too cheap, you think that it might not be that great. that happens to me. I find myself thinking that.
Mm-hmm. You know, this is a huge topic, especially for people selling their own services. I work with a lot of coaches and consultants, and really one of the biggest problems they have is, I can't really charge that much. Oh my God, you know. And the lesson becomes really what you wrote here, educating your clients on the value of the transformation that you provide. It's not about the price. It's not about the price. And you say here that, you know, having the lowest price can be counterproductive, which I totally agree upon, right? Some people, if you charge more, people actually, they think they're getting a much better experience. Some people can be turned off by a low price. So this is it's a very good point, Leila.
It's definitely something, I love how all these tips are science, but there's always a mindset aspect behind them, because what you said is true. That's a huge block that everyone has gone through, everyone, which is, how can I charge that much? And Vanessa taught me an amazing exercise in which you realize what your value is by thinking the impact that you're making in every aspect of someone's life. Let's say if you're a coach, let's say you're a lifestyle coach, how do you positively impact the lives of everyone around this person that you're helping? How do their lives change? How are they going to do a better job now? And all the things that you're doing that impact them in a positive way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's owning your value exercise. But this is I'm just curious, people watching here, if you struggle around that, if you struggle with pricing, let us know. If you struggle, if you think that your prices are too low, or if you struggle with putting your prices higher. But I really, really like this point. People seek value. It's not about price. You can basically create, right, your own price on anything. I mean, think about the art world. I got my sales experience selling my dad's art when I was in my 20s. And what makes a painting worth $20,000 and a painting the same size worth, a couple $100? What's the difference? It's how you create value. And I think as entrepreneurs, we get to be these kind of mavericks, or we get to be really creative, right? So I love that you bring this up, because it's powerful. It's a powerful concept.
And a bonus tip related to this, something you can start executing right now, is if you want to increase your prices, increase your value. How can you do that instead of lowering the price? Because if you think right now that you're too expensive, you might be right. But then how do you act? How do you fix that? The way you fix that is not by lowering your prices, but by increasing your value. So what else can you give your clients so they perceive that you're giving them more value? So for example, if right now, let's say you're a coach, what else can you offer? Can you offer them an extra audio? Can you offer them another video? Can you offer them more breakthroughs? How can you increase that perceived value? Do you need to offer them more things? Or maybe you're offering them enough and you just need to language better the benefits that you're offering them.
This is a great question. I want everyone to write it down. How can I increase the value? How can I increase the value? How can I add more value to my clients' lives? That is a wonderful question to ask.
And sometimes it's not even about giving them more hours or giving them more things. Sometimes it's about letting them know what they're getting. Like, what other benefits are they getting that you're not clarifying? Like in my case, because I come from being like very business, like formal trained, I didn't realize that I also helped them a lot with mindset. And that's something that I had to get over in order to grow my business, and realize that that's a block that I had. And that I do help them feel better about themselves and what they're doing. And that's a huge component of the value that I offer, for example.
Yeah, Lisa says she struggles with setting prices and sticking with that price in the first place.
Sometimes I find that I agree with what you say, Lisa. Sometimes I feel like if we sense a little bit of doubt in the client, we start thinking, oh, wow, maybe it's too high. Maybe I should offer them something lower. And instead of going there, I think that what we should do, and what I try to do when I go through that, because I believe everyone goes through that, until you get used to your pricing. What you need to think is tell them about the benefits. So what is this person looking for? That's why you have a conversation with them and you figure out what results they want to have. So you talk about those results and you make sure that those results are worth it for them, the amount of money that they're giving you. So what benefits what are you helping them with, and what is the positive impact that your work will do for them? And that's how I would have that conversation. And instead of going where you're directly to lowering the price, which is not the right path to take.
Yeah, that's very, very good advice. Focus on the benefits and the impact, the transformation that you're leaving your clients with. That's how they're they're looking at price.
And there's also a lot of psychological research that's really interesting on this, that shows that people don't value what they don't invest in. So if you give someone the same thing for free, a lot less people will execute on yeah. So because your mind doesn't, everyone thinks this way. It's not just certain people. Everyone think about it. If you get like a book or something, let's say you get it for free versus if you invest in it, or if you know that it has a certain value, sometimes you associate the dollar sign with the value that you're getting. And if you get something for free, you may never use it. That's what we always do, and it's a very human thing.
It's a great point. Absolutely agree on that. I mean, I remember when I first got started coaching, I did a I don't know, it was manifesting kind of a test preview of a coaching program. This was years and years ago before I wrote my first book. And the results weren't that great, but it was like a pilot program, right? It was for people, it was for free. I had like 6 people in it. So yeah, people, the more if you charge more, people will show up and they will be more committed and they will get actually better results. You'll attract a different type of clientele. So I would say that, this price, what you price yourself at really determines the kind of experience that you're going to have with clients. If we're talking about coaching, consulting, service-based business. And that also has to do with branding. So, this question can be an entire webinar on its own.
Yeah.
Great advice and great ideas here.
Thank you. Okay, so we're moving to point number 3. Word of mouth is the fastest way to build your business. And I'll tell you why this is gold for small businesses. If you are able to get people to talk about you, even the closest people that you have around you, even your friends may not hire you, but having them be clear on what you do so they tell their other friends and get referrals, that's the fastest way to build your business. Because even with the internet right now, and Facebook and Pinterest and all these social media platforms, word of mouth is still the most effective way to win new customers.
I totally agree. Can you share with us some tips? Because I see you out there, and I see you getting engagement on your posts. Can you share with us some tips on how to use word of mouth marketing to get better results and to build word of mouth marketing?
I think that before building a really complicated referral structure, the first thing you need to do is make sure your clients are happy, because happy clients talk. And unfortunately, unhappy clients talk more than happy clients. So that's why you need to ensure that everyone that works with you is happy with the way you have treated them. For example, I have another business in which I promote women entrepreneurs, and I create events with them as speakers. So if someone pays me for, like, let's say a vendor booth, I was sharing this story yesterday. I've had people that pay me to be a vendor at one of my events, and then I don't hear from them so I can promote them. They don't send me their promotional posters for me to show on social media what they're doing. I follow up like crazy, because I will not have someone pay me without getting what they paid me for. And there's always an element of people that don't follow up. Let's say you may always have a client that doesn't really take advantage of your service, and that's okay, but it's not going to be on you. In my case, it's not going to be on me. So that's how I ensure that my clients are always happy. I'm always respectful. I'm always empathetic towards their issues and what they're going through. I'm always kind, because you'd be surprised. It's crazy. I'm in Toronto, and when there's one coach that doesn't act in the most ethical manner, I hear comments from 10 different people that don't know each other. So it's crazy how when you're not a nice human being, it's as simple as that. Be a nice human being with everyone you know, and especially your clients, and that's how word of mouth starts. Then
I wrote that down. Happy clients talk. I really love this presentation because it boils everything down to very simple foundational concepts, but really this is what business is built on, right? You have to deliver a service that really, makes a difference to people and makes your clients happy. They have to be happy with the results. And so happy clients talk. I like that.
And unhappy clients talk more. So think about that too.
Yeah. Right.
Because when I had a bad experience in the past with someone that I hired, and I wouldn't say I've been bad mouthing them, but if someone asks me, I tell them about my experience in a very straightforward manner. I say, yeah, this is what happened with this person, so I don't know if you want to work with them. So then that's what happens. And a simple tip that you can start doing today, and it might sound like a no-brainer, but a lot of people don't do it, is answer your emails. Yeah, if I could tell you, I know a lot of people who are busy with social media and speaking engagements, but then you email them and you never hear from them. And then I'm thinking, how many offers are they're leaving on the table when they're not answering their emails? And I feel like it's disrespectful. So as simple as that, and get back to people.
Yeah, because that's really what builds a relationship, right? People are buying your service, your product based on the relationship that you create with them. So how can you have a relationship if one person's not engaged in a conversation? Yep. Yeah. Great tip.
Honor people's time by answering your messages and by keeping your word. And be considerate, be a nice person to everyone. Don't look down on anyone because you never know. People notice how you are, and if you treat people differently according to how you perceive them. So if you feel like they're doing better in life, you treat them better, people will notice. So all of those things are really important. And then after you master those basics, sometimes it's as simple as giving people like a gift card for a referral, or doing a referral for referral program with someone. So having an agreement with someone saying, like, you send me people, I send you people, or I give you 5%, 10% of the client of the amount of that I make from that client. I actually referred one of my clients to a PR agent, and the PR agent sent me $50. That wasn't much. I was really happy. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I didn't do it for the money, but that's nice to know that you recognize that they did you a favor.
Absolutely. Because, it's all about the experience. And this is a great idea. It's a great idea. Give a gift for a referral. I ask my clients in a questionnaire, in a welcome document, what would you like? What would you like to receive as a gift, for referring business? I absolutely 1,000% agree that it is, those are the best kinds of referrals. Referrals are the best kind of business because they don't need to be sold. They're already sold.
And if you're following the advice that we gave before on pricing, you don't need that many clients. So think about that. How many people can you find through your network in order for you to have a successful business and quit that job that you don't like if you're still there? You may not need that many, and you may have those people just through word of mouth.
And you know what? That brings up another question. Anissa asked a question here. She's wanting to focus on, she needs consistent sales and income so that I can leave my corporate job.
I think that there's a few different ways to do that. In my case, I ran out and quit my job right away and then dove full in my business. And I actually don't think that's the right way to go in a lot of the times. I think that it's better if you start on the side. For most of people, that's what I would advise if she's still in corporate. It's to start on the side and build this business little by little until you feel confident, and then quit your job. I think that's the best way to do it, but it also really depends on your personality. And you would be surprised how much work you can do and how much you can build your business if you start adding value for people on your free time. So start generating content that's for free. So videos, blogs, so people know what your expertise is, and they can start having you top of mind when they have needs in that area.
And you said something right here that was really powerful. You said start sharing, right?
Yes.
Start sharing part-time, start sharing, start adding value to people. This is really what it's about. And Anissa says, I am building my business part-time. So you're on
Amazing.
the right track, Anissa. Absolutely. Start sharing on part-time, start adding value. And that value becomes a freight train. You're absolutely right.
And another block that I want to share that I had to get over is thinking that when you share things about your business you're selling and that your friends are going to be annoyed at you. That's not true if you actually add value. Because I have friends that are not even entrepreneurs that have said that they like my videos when I give business tips and they find something that they can apply in their jobs. Or if my friends are entrepreneurs, they said, oh, I loved your video from last week and I was able to apply it in my business. And people that you don't even know are watching, right? And that people appreciate you giving that for free. So when we say start sharing, it's not about posting and saying, oh, I'm going to sell you this program. It's about you posting and showing people your expertise and giving them tips that they can start using right away.
Love this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, the last tip related to word of mouth would be to encourage your clients to consider themselves as valued partners instead. And a lot of this, I think, is building a relationship with them in which you listen to their feedback and you listen to what they want or need and you build it together with them. And this is specifically valuable for coaches. It's better to build a relationship as equals than to coach someone and coming from a mindset of, oh, I'm doing so much better than you and I'm teaching you, for example.
I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, absolutely. You know, your clients as valued partners and listening to them. You know, that's really what it is. You know, you're in business because you're serving a need. You're filling a hole, not filling a hole, but you're filling a need, and you're serving and you're solving problems. And the first thing you got to do is, you know, figure out what the problem is. So how are you gonna do that if you don't listen, right?
Yeah. Listen, and the way you treat them also is very important, right? Treating them as equals and as people that are valuable as well, not as it's not about being superior to them. It's about being an equal that has more experience in a specific area and you're helping them with that.
Beautiful. I love it. We've got the first of the 4 tips is be specific and targeted. That's how you can compete with the bigger brands and stand out and make your clients feel special, that it's really for them. And the second secret is people seek value, not price. So don't be afraid to, you know, really add more value. You can ask yourself the question, if you want to raise your prices, how can I add more value? And the third secret to influencing sales is word of mouth marketing is the fastest way to build your business. And happy clients talk and unhappy clients talk even more. So a tip to, you know, generate more feel good, more clients in your business is to simply answer your emails and maybe give gift for referrals and have your clients as valued partners by listening to their feedback and not being like superior to them, but supporting them.
Another quick tip that you can start doing and applying right now is to be more professional and keeping your word. Like I was saying, people that change their mind, that are fickle, they don't give a professional image. So if you made a decision and you said that you would do something, do it. And if you don't, if you have good reasons, contact that person and tell them why. I can't tell you how many people have had that. I just they leave me with a bad impression if they said that they would do something, they don't do it, and then I never hear from them. So don't do that.
Integrity is everything. You build your name and your brand based on your integrity. I would agree 100%.
Yep. So that is those are a few tips on word of mouth that you can start executing right now. And the last tip is promotions are not always the right choice. And I'll tell you why. I have a really simple exercise to show you why promotions can make you lose money. And in corporate, we call that subsidization. I hope that I said that right with my English as a second language. And you might be subsidizing sales. What that means is if Mary only paid $17 instead of $20 for the product, what would happen if Mary had bought anyway? you could have made $20, so you lost $3. So what that means is you want to have promotions in order to call clients your way and for them to be aware of what you do, but you don't want to be someone that's always on special. You don't want to be someone that is always on sale. And I'll share this bit of information with you from corporate, which I found really funny. So do you know what item in a supermarket is always sold on sale, like 90% of the time?
What?
Toilet paper.
Right. You don't want to be a toilet paper. You don't always want to be discounted. Absolutely.
Yeah, so you don't want to be a toilet paper of your of your industry, right? And it was insane. It was like sold in promotion for like 95% of the time. So then what happens is that people are conditioned to finding you or your product on promotion every single time. So they'll never pay full price. And then they'll wonder why you're always on promotion. So people get used to, people are creatures of habit. Everyone's a creature of habit. So if you constantly discount, people will be used to that. And that will definitely damage your brand image. And the second thing is, how much money are you losing if people would have bought anyway? There's been a lot of times in which I recently hired someone for a service, for example, and I was willing to pay them 10 times more than what they charged me. But when they told me how much they charge, I was like, okay. But they don't know how much they lost and they left on the table if they had actually given me a larger amount of money, like a larger price.
Mm-hmm. So I love this, that promotions can actually be hurting you if not done properly, and not to discount yourself. And I would absolutely agree. I love running sales. I think people go nuts for sales, but not if it's going to be at your expense. I mean, you're obviously in business to make a profit. And unless, of course, you want to be a nonprofit, but, you know, and that's okay too. But most people are in business to make a profit. And I think that's a very super valid point.
There's also a tip you can apply here is, can you discount something that doesn't require you to do more work? And by that, I mean, can you discount a book or a program instead of discounting your services or your time, for example?
Yeah, so to make something that, you can make once and use it again and again and have that on discount versus your services. I would agree with that. I would absolutely agree with that. Mm-hmm. Dale says, love the quality and respect things. So good. So people here giving us feedback on the mindset tips. They really like it. Awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And that's a huge, huge deal, because it's like to apply every one of these tips, all of them, you need to have the right mindset and have clarity on your value for all of them. Mm-hmm. Because you might be tempted to go, your brand always has to be your priority more than quick cash. Because you might be thinking, oh, I need to make money right now. What can I have on sale? What can I discount? And that's money right now. But what about your brand? And what will people think about your brand in the long term? So yeah, you can have promotions, but try to have them preferably for something that doesn't require you to do more work, which could be a product, and don't have them every month. And if you're going to have something for free, for example, I offer free complimentary sessions, but you have to apply in order to get them. They're not for everyone. So that's how I show people that it's a valuable time and effort that I'm giving you, and a breakthrough that's not for everyone.
Mm-hmm. And Anissa asked the question, are there certain products that you can discount? And I think we just answered that here before.
Yeah, I think that you can discount everything. It's just about being really careful of your reasons. Some good reasons to discount are to generate awareness, or if you're going to create a client for the long term. So for example, if I discount my ebook for 50% off, will this give me more potential clients for my coaching? Then I will totally discount, right? So do it for the right reasons, and don't do it too often, and preferably do it on a product that doesn't require you to do more work, so you're not discounting your time.
So great questions here. Brandy's got a question. She says, what do you mean that you have to apply for the free consultation?
Okay, in my case, the way I do it is I have a specific idea of who I can help. and who's my ideal client. And in my case, it has to be someone that's ready to create a change in their business and grow their business, and someone that has a business with a heart, so a business that's making a positive impact in society or the environment. So I ask them a series of questions in order to figure out if they're my ideal client and if I can help them. And if they are, they get the free session. So that's how I do it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Yeah, personally. So that's just one way of showing people that, yeah, you're getting something for free, but this is why and this is how. And when it comes to giving things for free, I'm going to touch upon that topic because we're talking about promotions. That's a great way to add value and getting more attention your way is by doing free videos and free PDFs and all of those things, which is great. But it's always, if you think about it, it's always something that doesn't require you to do a lot more work. So it's something that people are repurposing. People are not offering unlimited hours or unlimited sessions. They're offering you unlimited copies of their book, which they already wrote. So it's not extra work for them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I love those tips. So we've got the four keys here to influencing sales are be specific and targeted. Number 2, people seek value, not price. Number 3, word of mouth marketing is a fast way to build your business. Number 4 is, be careful about what you put on promotion. Don't put your services on promotion, but, do put things that don't require your time and energy, things that have already been done, things you can repurpose. You can put those on promotion to drive people in, but not your service. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're profiting your business. Great tips.
Yeah, and I would say that they're all related to value. So you have to be really clear about the value that you're offering and people need to understand why you have that specific price. They need to understand why. They need to understand everything that they're getting with your service or your product, all the benefits. And if there's a discount or something for free, they need to understand why they're getting that. And so they don't think, oh my God, this person's just giving away everything for free. So they might not be doing that well, for example. That's where people's minds go. So they need to really understand. For example, if you're giving something for free and you say for a limited time, then people understand, okay, so it's just like for a few weeks that they're doing this. They're not always on a discount. Or if you say for having limiters, I think that's how Vanessa calls that, is explaining that a specific promotion or freebie is for a limited amount of people, for a certain type of people, or for a limited time, for example.
Mm-hmm. Just want to make sure that everyone can see the slides. Let us know. Tanya says it's a little bit blurry, so I'm just going to ask you to refresh your browser. And anyone else having problems with seeing the slide, let us know. And if so, just hit the refresh button. Sometimes that can help. Awesome. So now we've got we've got the 4 secrets for influencing sales. I love this. Do you have anything else that you want to share about this, Layla? Do you want to open up for questions?
I actually have a bonus tip. Which is the people connect with you, with your personality, your story, and your purpose. Mm-hmm. And that is something that I've learned since I started my business. And I really, really learned this year as what I'm sharing is more, let's say, on the spiritual side, showing that I meditate, showing some tips, some jokes, my sense of humor, and people definitely connect more with that. And that is really amazing for small businesses because as we have a lot less clients to connect with, we want to connect with the right ones. And a lot of them are the people that would be your friends. So people that like your personality, that find you funny, that find you charming, because the worst thing is to have a client that you don't get along with. So if you're showing your true story, personality, preferences, how you act, you're going to attract people similar to you.
Yep. I highly agree. 1,000% authenticity is the biggest currency in your life and your business. People connect with you, your personality, your story, and your purpose. Absolutely. And I think this is such an important factor because we each have such a unique story, unique experiences. And I know that for myself, when I first got started. I was terrified to show that to people. I was terrified to show them the real struggles that I've been through. So what would you say, Layla, to somebody who, you know, has this kind of call or this knocking to really serve and get out there in a bigger way, but is kind of, you know, maybe overwhelmed or afraid, or, you know, doesn't know, you know, really what to do about that? Can you share some tips on how they could begin sharing more of their personality, their story, and their purpose?
Something that I also learned this year, I've learned a lot of things this year, is that sometimes the messages we're sharing are also good for ourselves. So think about that one. So it doesn't mean that we have to be completely doing amazing in that specific area or be perfect in that area in order to share it. Sometimes it's things that we're also working on or that we worked on in the past. So for example, in my case, I find that I work with a lot of people who are immigrants, a lot of people who have English as a second language because they identify with my journey. And I also work with a lot of people who are recovering corporate workers or recovering perfectionists too. Because
Right.
these are things that I've shared that people identify with, and sometimes everything is a continuous struggle or continuous work, a specific area, and you keep on learning and you keep on understanding, and you need to share that with people as well. And sometimes even sharing setbacks help you be relatable and help people understand that you're going through stuff as well, and you're going through struggles as well. And if you can do it, like, anyone can.
Love this. So powerful. These points right here, that you don't have to be perfect. You can share and inspire from where you're at, even if you're in the middle of like an oh shit, and you have that vulnerability to share it with people. It makes you real. It makes people, you know, relate to you. So great tip.
Yes. So now I will open it for some other questions. If anyone has any questions on promotions, pricing, authenticity, sharing your story, or anything that I've shared, or any questions on my journey or anything I can help you with. So for that, I'll go back to the camera. Let me see. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. So I've got a question. I'm just curious, what are the social channels that you've been using or that you've been finding to be the most beneficial to attract more of your dream clients?
Personally, I really like video, so I'm using Facebook for video, YouTube, and Periscope. Periscope's one that I'm starting to use right now. It definitely.
And Periscope. I know Periscope is new. I've done it like maybe 2 or 3 times. Can you give us some tips on how to use Periscope or how you're using it?
Course on how to do it better, because I'm pretty new myself, but a few of the things that I've learned are, at the beginning, you have to go on at least once a day for the first few weeks. And if you can go at the same time, so people expect you the next day. So that's something I've learned that really helps. And helps you grow your on people's scopes. That's bad for any social media. It's spam in any social media platform. It's even more on Periscope. So if you go on other people's scopes or videos, you go and you will go there to summarize what they're saying or to add your point of view and ask questions.
So Layla, I'm hearing some kind of like half of what you're saying, but for some reason the other half is not coming out, and I wonder if it's because of the video. And I don't know why, if it's just because of the video or what.
I'll go back to, well, now that people saw my face, I think it's fine if I go back to sharing.
Yeah, I think it's better when you were on your slides for whatever reason. Sometimes this can happen if you do a webinar and you're not plugged in directly to the Ethernet, like if you're using wireless, it can be kind of funny like that.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're great now.
Amazing. I'll just stay in presentation. Now people know that I'm a real person. They saw my face, so that's what matters.
Look like this. She is a real person.
I'm not a robot created by Vanessa. I'm a real person.
Totally real and amazing person.
Oh,
Brett,
thank you.
Yeah, I
So I'm
love
going
this
to quickly
conversation.
share the Periscope tips again in case people weren't able to hear me.
Yep.
What I was saying is that at the beginning is really important to go there every day and more than once a day if you can, and if you can at the same time. So people can expect you at that specific time of the day because it's live streaming. And the other tips is that to grow your following is important to go on other people's scopes or videos and be participative, but not promoting yourself, but adding value in the form of asking questions, summarizing what they're saying, or just sharing your opinion.
Awesome. I really like the consistency part. Absolutely. If you want to make money consistently, do consistent marketing. Marketing comes before sales. And it's really consistency that's going to get you consistent results. So every single day and offering value again. I've got a question here from Brandy. She says, in general, it was my thought that I should discount my services rather than my products since I have a fixed cost to them. I know Brandy works in the beauty industry. So I thought my time was less expensive.
So I will tell you something that I've learned from one of my mentors, which is you can make more money, but you can't make more time. So I do believe that time is the most valuable asset that you have as an entrepreneur. So I would disagree with that because what happens with your product is that depending on what you're talking about, and maybe I would like more information on what product you're selling, but if it's something like an information product like a book, or an ebook or something that you can repurpose, then you don't have that much additional cost. Maybe you have like a website where you host it, where you send people that free PDF or book, but you don't have that many additional costs. But your time is really valuable. If we're talking about something
so Brandy's talking about skincare, so she's working directly with people, helping them with beauty and with skincare as like a technician.
Okay, yeah. In that, that's a little different because you're not repurposing content. It's an actual product. So I would say that definitely be careful of frequency, because if it's skincare, value and perception branding are really important. So you don't want to be selling skincare at a discount every month. So that's the main thing with this. I think it would be frequency. If you feel like your market responds positively to a discount of that product, do it, but do it every 3-4 months. Don't do it every week. That's what I would say.
Yeah, I agree. And I want to make sure that we're on top of timing, and we've got a few more minutes. So Layla, do you want to share with people how they can connect with you on the social sites and anything else that you want to share with them?
Yes. First of all, if you have more questions, you can either email me, or if you want to post them on the event, that would be amazing, and I can answer them there. And that really quickly.
Let me go and give everyone here the event page. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. And my question for you is, between these two animals, hamster and squirrel, which one are you? And I'll tell you why. There's two types of entrepreneurs. The first one is the one that's stuck in the wheel, going and going and going and going, and stuck in the everyday tasks and not moving so far. And the second one is the squirrel, which works smartly and is able to work so well that you're able to save money and take holidays and grow your business. And the difference between these two is systems and strategy. So at the beginning, it's okay to do a lot of work in your business, but you have to be careful about being stuck in the writing emails every day, being stuck in social media. So if you feel like that, or if maybe right now you're moving to working smartly, but you want to do it faster, the difference is in the systems and strategy. So I have two things for you. The first one is I've shared 4 tips to influence sales with you. I have 2 more secrets on a PDF that's on my site. So you can get it at leilarasegui.com. So then it's 6 tips in total that you can get there for a limited time. And you can find also other business tips on my site and via my newsletter if you subscribe at leilarasegui.com. So that's thing number 1. Thing number 2, during the seminar, I mentioned how I offer complimentary half-an-hour strategy sessions. So what I do during those sessions is I help people get clear on the next steps in order to grow their business and get clear on their strategy. So we get clear on your current state and where you want to go. So your business vision and the first few steps that you can do in order to grow your business. So you leave that session with a few next steps in order to grow that business and create goals that are sticky, that you can execute and measure, and how to find your ideal client and work with more of your dream clients in your business. So if you're ready to take action, you can apply for that complimentary half-an-hour session at leilarosegui.com as well. And you can email me if you have any questions about my sessions as well. So those are my invitations for you guys.
Awesome, amazing. And can people find you on Facebook, on Twitter? Which social channels are you on the most?
Yeah, on Facebook, they can find me at facebook.com/LeilaRosegui. On Twitter, I'm LeilaRD, and on Periscope as well, I'm LeilaRD. And my email's right there, me@leilarosegui.com. So those are the main social media platforms that I use. And if they're interested in looking at my resume, I'm also on LinkedIn.
Awesome, amazing, Leila. Thank you so much for being a part of the 10K in 30-day live webinar series. I took notes and I just loved all the tips that you shared with us. And I want to thank each and every one of you, all of the listeners, if you're tuning in live, if you're tuning here. It's amazing. Everyone that's jumped on this webinar has actually stayed right to the end. So it's just really amazing that, it's been a very engaging webinar, and I think the conversation is very timely. I think a lot of people have really enjoyed the content, getting their questions answered. And I certainly enjoyed being a part of this and having you share your tips with us, Leila. So thank you. And thank you, listeners, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay of this. Join and tune in next week. Every week we host this live weekly webinar, and there's the events page that I just posted here on the chat. So make sure that you join that events page, get alerted for upcoming webinars. Every week we talk about money, mindset, marketing, and manifesting for entrepreneurs to help you grow your business and attract more sales. My name is Vanessa Simpkins, and I want to thank you again. And thank you, Leila, for joining us here today. I'm going to let everyone go. And if you want to post something on the events page, if you found this webinar helpful, if you got an aha from it that you're going to implement now in your business, please do go ahead and share that on the events page inside Facebook. I posted the link here, and that'll just help more entrepreneurs find this webinar and find some answers that they're looking for. All right, everyone.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Thanks for your time and for participating, for being a great crowd.
Yeah, and I highly recommend to go over to Leila's site, leilarosegui.com. I posted that here inside the comments as well, and take advantage of those 2 other free tips if you enjoy the webinar today, and get a session with Leila. That's really generous of you, and I thank you for that. I know that people, especially when they're growing their businesses, need clarity. So thank you so much for offering that for free to the listeners today.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thanks so much. It's an honor for me to be featured. Thank you.
It's an honor to have you join us and share your tips and time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Take care. Bye.